Good morning, my dear students. Today also we are going to see the lesson 1 Animal Kingdom. Up to this week the lesson will be completed. Okay, before going to see the today's session, we are going to see a small recap about the last week session. In the last week we had seen the general characteristic features of all the 11 phylum. Then after that, what we had seen, the two groups of chordata, that is prochordata and vertebrata, which we had seen. Then this chordata is having two subgroups, that is prochordata and vertebrata. In that we are going to see the subphylum Urochordata, then subphylum Cephalochordata, then subphylum Vertebrata. Today we are going to see the classification of phylum Chordata. In that we are going to see the subphylum Urochordata, subphylum Cephalochordata and subphylum Vertebrata in detail. Now we are going to see the classification of phylum Chordata. In that phylum Chordata is classified into 3 subphylum. First subphylum Urochordata, second subphylum Cephalochordata, then third subphylum Vertebrata. Today we are going to see the subphylums Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata and their characteristic features with example in detail. The subphylum Vertebrata is again divided into two classes, that is based on what it is classified means based on the vertebrates with jaws and vertebrates without jaws. They classified vertebrates without jaws and vertebrates with jaws. They are again classified into some of the classes in which the vertebrates without jaw having only one class, that is Cyclostomata. That is class only having Cyclostomata. Then vertebrates with jaw is classified into 5 classes. Class 1 Pisces, class 2 Amphibians, class 3 Reptilia, then class 4 Aves, then class 5 Mammals. These are some of the classes in vertebrates with jaw. Let us see the each and every classes with example. We are going to see the subphylum Urochordata and subphylum Cephalochordata. In subphylum Urochordata, that is notochord is present only in the tail region. During the larval stage only the notochord is present. And the adult animal is not having the notochord. That is, the larva is a free swimming larva, and the adult is a sessile form, mostly degenerative. Sessile means it gets attached to the rocks, it is not movable. After matured it will be degenerated, it will be destroyed by itself. Then the adult animal body is covered by tunic or testis, a hard structure outer covering that is called as tunic or testis, which protect the animal from the enemies. Example for this subphylum is Ascidian. Then next subphylum Cephalochordata. These animals are small fish-like marine chordates. It is not actually a fish, but it is a fish-like animal. Similar to that of fish, it is also having a dorsal fin, that is unpaired dorsal fin means that is a single dorsal fin. Then what about the notochord? That is notochord extends throughout the entire length of the body. In the Urochordata we had seen only in the tail it is having a notochord, but in the subphylum Cephalochordata the entire length of the body having the notochord. Example for this subphylum is Amphioxus. These two subphylums are under Prochordata. Now we are going to see the subphylum Vertebrata. In Vertebrata, all animals having the vertebral column or backbone. That is, animals those having the vertebral column or backbone includes in the subphylum Vertebrata. That is, during the embryonic stage of development, that is a notochord during the development is developed into a vertebral column. Notochord is developed into a vertebral column. Then chief skeletal axis of the body, that is, this vertebral column is the main skeletal axis of the body which keeps the body in a straight position. This Vertebrata is having 6 classes. We had already seen the flow chart of the classification of Vertebrata. It is having 6 classes now. Now we are going to see each and every class. Now we are going to see the classes in Vertebrata. Vertebrata having 2 divisions, that is jawless vertebrate, then jawed vertebrate. In jawless vertebrate, it is having a class 1, that is cyclostomata. That is, it is having only cyclostomata, only one class is seen in jawless vertebrate. What is mean by jawless vertebrate? That is, mouth not bounded by jaws. That is, it is not having the lower and upper jaw, that is, mouth is not bounded by jaws. Such animals are included in this jawless vertebrate. What about the body? The body is elongated eel-like. Elongated eel-like means elongated tube-like structure. Then the mouth is circular mouth. Circular mouth without jaws. Then skin is slimy and scaleless. Slimy means smooth, somewhat smooth, and scaleless. That is, without scales, the skin is smooth. Then they are commonly endoparasites of fishes. They are the endoparasites, which is, ectoparasites. Ectoparasites of fishes. Ecto means it is present on the outside of the body, get attached to the outside of the body and get the nutrition from the fishes. For example, hagfish. It is not a fish, it is a parasite of the fish. Then coming to the jawed vertebrate. Jawed vertebrate, it is having some 5 classes. We are going to see the first class, it is species. That is, in species all are aquatic vertebrates with jaws. It is a jawed vertebrates which are all aquatic vertebrates. Here it is a cold-blooded animal, that is poikilothermic animal, which means it can, the body temperature can fluctuate according to the external environment. So it is called as cold-blooded animals or poikilothermic animals. Then body is streamlined. Why it is streamlined means it have to live in the water and it have to move towards the water forces. So it is the body is streamlined body. The body is divided into 3 distinct regions. It is head, trunk and tail. Then what about locomotion? How it moves? Locomotion by a paired and median fins. Paired and median fins. Body covered, here the body is covered by scales, and how it respire means its respiration is through gills. Then here in pieces, heart is 2-chambered, that is having 1 auricle and 1 ventricle. Class fishes includes all fishes. The fishes, there are 2 main types of fishes. First one is cartilaginous fish, next one it is a bony fish. In cartilaginous fish, that is the skeleton is made up of cartilaginous bone, that is kuruthelumbu. For example, shark and skates. Then second one, bony fishes. In bony fishes, the skeleton is made up of bones, that is hard bone. Example, corpse and mullet. These are all examples for the class fishes. Then coming to the class 2, amphibia. Amphi means both, bia means life. That is, these animals lives on both land and water. So it is called as amphibians. Example for this amphibians is toads and frogs. Toads and frogs. Okay, let us see the first 4-legged vertebrates. That is, first 4-legged vertebrates means tetrapods having 4 legs. Amphibians having 4 legs, so it is called as tetrapods. Then dual adaptation. Dual adaptation means lives on both land and water. Then body is divided into head and trunk. Then the skin is moist because it lives in both land and water. When it is in water, the skin is somewhat moist. The surface of the skin having a mucus gland which keep it moist and some jelly-like structure. Then what about respiration? This animal lives on both land and water, so it is having both respiration for the land and water, that is gills, lungs, skin and buccopharynx. All these 4 types of respiratory structures helps in respiration for the animal, either it lives in land or in water. Then heart, it is a 3-chambered heart having the 2 auricle and 1 ventricle. It is a 3-chambered heart. Then it will lay eggs in the water. That is an egg-laying animal. It will lay eggs in the water. The egg will develop into a tadpole. After that only it will develop into an adult. For example, frog are very good example for this phylum Amphibia.